Hello, it's Angel. I'm back. I haven't made a video in a really long time, and I think it just kind of started with 1 week I missed, and the next week I missed, and then it got harder and harder for me to think of any reason to make another video or what to make another video about, or even forgot the whole point of why I am making these videos. So I did a little soul searching with a little help from my friends. I came up with a good theme for my comeback video after a month of not making any videos, and it's judgment. It's judgment that I have on myself. I look at my garden and I see what the pests have gotten hold of. I see the things I planted that didn't grow the way I want them to. I see the mess of cages that haven't been used this year, and I see the dismay in my garden. I see all these things that I think, oh, I need to get out there, I need to weed, I need to clean up, I need to do this, I need to do that before I can make another video, because I want it to be perfect. I want it to show my idea that I have in my head of what my garden should look like. I see other people's gardens, and it's hard for me to remember that, you know, I live in zone 6A/B, and, you know, I'm growing at a different speed, or I'm faster than other people's gardens. It's hard for me to tell that my garden is doing good, and this may not be the best year, and I might not be as proud of my garden this year as I was last year, but I've learned a lot from my garden, and I've gotten a lot of really wonderful, you know, gifts from my garden this year, and I need to be proud of that, and I need to embrace it. A lot of time and energy and money and work has gone into this garden, making it what it is, and it may not be what I want it to be, but it's still wonderful, and it's still more than a lot of other people have, and it's still something to be treasured and cherished. And I want to go through and give you a tour of the garden, because it's changed so much since my last video, and there's a lot of things that are doing really wonderful. Main thing that's doing really wonderful is Jay's peppers. He has done a fabulous job with his peppers, and you know, he gets down on himself even though his peppers are probably the shining star of our garden this year, and it's just really wonderful everything that he's done, and he's grown, and he is growing so much, and he's starting to do powders and ferments and things because he's starting to get a good harvest. And we're doing family taste tests of the peppers, which the teenagers are so thrilled about. But you know, it's fun, and it brings our family together, and you know, we talk about the different flavors, and we're trying to narrow down the peppers into what we want to grow next year. 200 peppers, 200 different kinds of peppers is a lot of peppers, and it's a lot of peppers that we're getting that we're not really fans of the taste, and there's not really a lot that we want to do with those peppers. And so we're just kind of narrowing it down on what peppers we want to grow and how we want to grow them next year. My tomatoes are doing all right. I'm getting a lot of the bigger tomatoes, which I didn't get last year. Last year it was mostly saladettes and cherry tomatoes, but this year I'm getting a lot of the bigger slicers, and I'm trying to kind of do the same thing with that, kind of weed it down in my head. 60 different kinds of tomatoes is a lot, and I'm not getting a bountiful harvest. I'm getting a taste here and there of different things. So I want to narrow it down to a couple of really good producers, but I do like my heirlooms. I like my variety and flavor and color, and I really like trying all the different things. So we're just trying to get a grasp on this, and I really believe that gardening is not something to be mastered. I don't think that you can master something that you only have a small variety of control over. The garden is what it is because of not only the seeds that you put into it, and the time and the soil and the water it's also the weather and the sun and the environment, the different insects that are in there, the different critters that are in there and what they do. And a lot of that you don't have control over. And honestly, I don't want to try and control those things. I want to learn how to grow with like the heartbeat and the rhythm of nature, and learn on this year, if the weather's looking like it's going to be this way, maybe I should grow different things that are going to do better in that kind of weather. And just learn to kind of grow with the heartbeat of nature. And that's kind of my big takeaway from this year's garden is, we had crazy weather, we had a crazy winter, we've got a crazy summer, and it's definitely not the garden we had last year because we don't have the weather that we had last year. And the weather brought different kinds of insects, and it's creating different needs for the animals that are in the garden. And so I just have had a lot of judgment on myself, and I think that's a big reason why I haven't made videos in the past month. And that's something I had to find in myself. It's not anybody else's judgment or anything that anybody has said. It's all in my head. I just need to learn to enjoy what I have, embrace what I have done, and know that I've learned and I've grown, and so is my garden. And I hope you all enjoy this little tour that I'm going to take you on and see some of the beautiful stuff in my garden. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and I love your guts, and you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.